Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and in today's video we're going to be looking at two major factors that's on everyone's lips and all over the socials at the moment. And that is what the hell is going on with crypto and are we in that dreaded bear market? Well, if you believe everything you see, hear and read on the socials and the crypto market and YouTube and wherever it is you get your news from, you wouldn't hold it against you for believing that we are actually in a bear market. But as you can see behind me, everything seems to be a sea of green. And there's a lot of people saying that the blow off top hasn't happened yet and we are going to see a relief rally and buy the dip and shoot to higher highs. So what is it do we actually listen to? Well, if you've got the question on your mind and you want to know, A, what is going on with the crypto market and why we think this suppression of the price action happened and what the conclusion is and where we see the market going next, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So before I start this video, we have to do that bit again where anything you see, hear or choose to ignore is not financial advice. So with that bit out of the way, like I've just said in the intro, what is going on with the crypto market and are we in a bear market or are we going to see a relief rally? Well, I'm going to go some key fundamentals to see are we heading for one of the worst recessions of all time and the big crypto crash and bear market, or have we got a little bit more of plain sailing, a little bit more to the upside and seeing a bit of a relief before we go into that dreaded bear market? Well, let me go through some of the key factors. Boom. So as you can see, the fear and greed index is running at 20. It was at 29 yesterday, but last week it was at one of its lowest extremes, floating around at 10 and 13. So we are seeing a bit of a relief. Not as high as it was yesterday, but we're getting to the actual midway between the selling point, but we are getting up there and it is gradually increasing. As you can see from the sea of green bubbles, and as you can see here, we are going to a bit higher highs. So where is the fear and greed? So where is the Bitcoin rainbow chart saying? Well, this is saying pretty much the same as it is. It's not dramatically dropped. It is saying that we still are in a state of everything still cheap. It's not as bad as basically a fire sale bear market, buy, headed into it and accumulate where things go pretty drastic. As you can see here, we had that big crash in 2020 and that's where we were seeing everything basically accumulate. Took a while to get out of there before we went to like a mid-level here. If you can have a look on judging on recent price action before we went into the blow off tops, we did accumulate around these areas for quite some time. Now we are in this area for a little longer than we think, but for me, we've never got into this seriously sell danger zone where everything was a blow off top, and we still have not seen that yet. So for me, I think this is an indicator to say we could see a little bit more to the upside. When that is, I don't know. And is it playing out longer with the factors of the economy and stuff like that? I do genuinely believe so. But I want to go into some of the information now, which is telling me where is the state of crypto at the moment and are we heading into a bear market? So, well, as you can see from this side, I've indicated to say, are we in a bear market? And like I say, if you believe all the FUD, FOMO and everything that's being pumped at you by people, in my opinion, don't know much about the economy and what's going on, you will think we are in a bear market. But what has happened is the recent sell-off in the crypto market did see Bitcoin fall into prices as low as the 30,000 mark, which is really low and was at its lowest since we seen the 30,000 mark not so long ago. And this is falling all the way down from highs of 69. So after weeks of trading sideways, the sell-off might be an indicator that the primary cryptocurrency market is heading towards a bear market, or that is just what some people say. But I've highlighted for the people that are not in the know or just want to know more about it, what were the key factors of it? Well, these are the most likely contributors that I've come up with. The mining ban in Kazakhstan was a massive impact because it all got turned off and the hash rate started to drop. The United States Federal Reserve decision to increase interest rates was a major factor because that meant that institutions started pulling their money out of risky assets and they wanted to dump on the market in order to hold the Federal Reserve to ransom to say you need to turn back on the money printer and keep interest rates low in order to keep the economy pumping. The market makers suppressing the price, they wanted to keep it low and used it as an opportunity to buy all that cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin and stuff that wasn't available on the market before at a cheap price. Now, the institutional investors pulling out of the market is a massive downer on it because they do hold a massive bag and majority of the market share. Retail investors do contribute and they do a lot of good in the relief rally, but it's mainly the institutional money with a high volume spread analysis that we see on our trading charts that does make this absolutely key for people to pump and shill their bags. Now, this led us to the beliefs that according to CoinDesk, the sell-off had resulted in a total of over 800 million in liquidations, and that number is still rising. So the sentiment on the social media and in the whole crypto space as a whole between the people that probably do a lot of shilling was that we are in a bear market or we're on the edge of it. But is this true, or is it just clickbait to get you to click them videos from 99% of the YouTubers that are not even investors or economists? Now, for me, I would probably go with the latter to say, yes, it was a bit of a downtrend. And as you can see here with some of the factors that Ukraine with the Russian-Ukraine conflict was a big part of it, because the highest percentage of people in country that hold cryptocurrency in the whole world are in 1, Ukraine, and 2, Russia. Now, these are the 2 countries that are at conflict at the moment, so this would have made a massive impact of it. And not many people know that. Not many people think of who holds the most per person of cryptocurrency and where. India is the most adopted, but for per person percentage, it is Ukraine and Russia, and they're on the crisp of something going a bit dramatic. Although Russia has come out and said it is bullish on cryptocurrency. So I wanted to give you a quick insight into what the actual nuts and bolts were. And for me, my conclusion is that yes, as usual, there is a lot of other possibilities and theories that why we could be in a market decline, and not just the ones with the factors I've put out there, but that's my sort of insight into it and why the crypto market is falling so far. But the ones we've discussed above might be the most possible likely. For me, they are the main factors. But at the end of the day, whether crypto falls or not, and whether you believe in crypto or not, it does come down to if you believe in the technology behind it. If you think about the Web3 projects, the metaverse projects, probably not as much as NFTs, because I do think they are a bit of a fad at the moment until they start getting incorporated into the metaverse. But the crypto market will inevitably fall into a bear market soon. But the mass year-on-year percentage growth adapting in Bitcoin cannot be ignored. Now, for me, as you want to see as an investor, I want you to do your own research and do obviously your own due diligence to make your own sense of the market. But I want to give you my personal view, which is I think that this is the time when I want to accumulate. I'm buying this dip aggressively as I can. I did sell a lot of my cryptocurrency at all-time highs, and I did accumulate a lot of stable coin, like I always say in my videos, 25%, but a little bit more than normal. And this is when I'm buying this dip, because I do genuinely think this is the time when I can accumulate the most. We're going to have one more big rally to where I think are the blow-off tops, whether they're normal blow-off tops like we've ever seen before, or whether they're just a lot better than what we've been seeing at the moment. For me, I still think there's space for the next rally yet, whenever that may be. So but please leave a comment below, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, tickle that bell notification, and tell me what you think. Are we in a bear market, or are you of a conclusion like me where the dip is here or going to go sideways for a little bit, but we are going to see a relief rally soon and go into them all-time highs before the market then dumps, for me, maybe at Q3, 4 at the end of this year when a big recession hits, or at the latest Q1 2023. But the bear market was going to dip in the beginning of this year. I said it in the last videos where we're going to have a crash, not a correction, a crash of more than 20% down. And that's why I sold off a lot of my stuff at the beginning and all the way through December. I even was selling it when it was towards the end of December when it was getting pretty lower. But we knew from the videos, and you can check them ones back, that we were going to have a dip at the beginning of this year. if not the end of last year. But this is because I knew that the announcement of interest rates were going to come out. It had nothing to do whether I thought this is the end of crypto or anything like that. I just knew that the way everyone was printing money, the way US was giving money away free, the way the UK was throwing bounce back loans out there and throwing every Tom, Dick and Harry a cash lifeline, that I knew that at the end of the year it'll bottleneck, catch up. They announce bad news that they need to raise interest rates, taxes and cost of living through the roof, and that would cause a negative impact on smart money investors, which is how I trade and what I follow on the economy. And they would want to pull their money out of riskier assets, or at least hold the government to ransom, or try to, in order for them to suppress the interest rates. A few words in the fact that if you are a bit fearful at the moment and you are underwater, do try and stick it out a little bit until at least you're at a break even, or we do see that bit of a relief rally, because you haven't lost anything until you've sold. Again, not financial advice, it's just what I would do. And I know it's not great, but don't look at your portfolios at the moment, and just try and keep your thoughts and mindset on an exit strategy.